Porth Trecastell Bay in Anglesey. Love this little place with its sandy beach, gently sloping dunes, rock pools, and secluded bay bordered by cliffs on either side, so it's relatively sheltered for bathing. And it's a popular beach for those who enjoy water sports, plus a rather large car park. But it's all the archaeology that first attracted me. Now the English call it Cable Bay because this is a place where on the promontory fort telegraph cables linking Britain and Ireland were put, but that's long gone now. The promontory fort is a small grit cliff protruding at about 40 metres high on the south side of the bay. And two gullies either side lead down towards the beach, which are thought to follow the line of the defensive ditch leading to a central entrance gap. A long degraded rampart, around 8 metres wide and up to 2.5 high, used to be visible back in the 18th century when it was partially excavated. And it contained a small stony mound at the centre, which could have been a stone roundhouse. But evidence was lost in 1866 when the construction of the telegraph cable hut was placed at the site of the stony mound. There's little sign of anything now. It's thought to have originated as an Iron Age fortification and reused possibly around the 12th century. Oh, another secret little bay. This is around the back of the hill fort. Interestingly, below the fortification, in a cove, is a cave, which I did see, but at times made it awkward to access. And some people refer to it as the cavity of the bogey. It's reputed to be quite haunted. But the story may have been invented by smugglers intended to frighten away nosy locals. But I've read more recent ghostly sightings have been reported, so it could be more than a story. On a nearby farm, the Anglesey stone is sighted. And it's a regular marked stone about 1.5 metres long and 0.5 metre square. And it has Mailis written on it, M-A-I-L-I-S, and written in Latin in one vertical line. And translated it means the grave of Mailis. It could be Roman. But the stone has some Ogham writing on it. A rare alphabetical script dated to the 4th century AD, often used for writing the Irish and Pictic languages on stone monuments. And the lettering on the stone is said to be well preserved and clear. It had originally been dug up in a field and put into use as a lintel in a barn at Trecastell Farm, but it's since been moved to another nearby building which better suited it. It's private property, so not easy access. Now, Biclariad Igaris, if I pronounce that right. Now it's perched on a spectacular cliffside location, and it's 90 foot by 27 metre earthen mound, and it's a modern reconstruction. An early 1900 description of the site said it seemed to be just a pile of stones, and I thought it was just a collection of cists rather than a full burial chamber. But in excavations in 1952-53, it showed it to be an altogether more impressive structure. And these excavations carried out revealed it to be a cross-shaped passage tomb, consisting of a passage into a central chamber with 3 smaller chambers branching off. Now this type of tomb is commonly found in Ireland, like the famous Newgrange, which suggests links between the Neolithic people of these 2 islands. And this burial chamber is one of 2 in Anglesey that have been reconstructed and covered with their sort of original mounds. The chamber's most exciting finds include 5 etched stones with intricate patterns of zigzags and spirals. Now these again are similar to those found in Newgrange and other Irish tombs. The site was used for burials and rituals, and the undisturbed cremated remains of 2 people were found with traces of bone. They also discovered fires had been lit here and had been allowed to burn for a long time, and intriguingly, mixed in with the fire remains were unburnt bones from a number of different animals, including wrasse, eel, frog, toad, snakes, mice and hares, suggesting a witch's brew of a stew. And this was then covered carefully with pebbles and limpet shells. It obviously had some mystical use. Sadly, viewing inside is by private appointment, mainly due to decorated stones were vandalised by spray paint. Access is now impossible during scheduled open days or special appointments. This quiet and understated ring cairn on Minnig Back, which means little mountain in English, stands on the edge of a rocky scar above the valley, and with the open skies and open sea, the ambience of the site is amazing. And it's very close to the burial mound, and it could even be connected to it in some way. It's probably dating from the Bronze Age. It's a circular mound in design, about 8 metres in diameter and about 1.2 metres high, and it's turf covered. Excavations in 1952-53 recorded details of a central kist or grave, and pottery fragments seem to suggest the use in the Beaker period, 4,000 to 5,000 years ago. Now this structure next to the ring cairn is curious. It's like a small long barrow, but I don't know of any other long barrows in Anglesey. It could just be a clearance cairn, but it's very intriguing.